I think from a business standpoint, back to kind of working together and being in a common space. I think being with a common space with just multiple people, something that's hard in say one company in one space is difficult, but to have two companies in one space, we really have focused from the beginning when we set this out, was this to be really an integrated concept and an integrated experience for people, where they could come in and recognizing that we'd have people that would come in for a rehab need, and that we'd want to move them to more of a strength conditioning and fitness need, because I see that so much in our field of rehab, that I think so many of our people are struggling and have had pain or had dysfunction, maybe because they lost their ability to be fit, maybe they're a little bit overweight, maybe they're just deconditioned and lost some strength. So obviously we want to build the foundation for that, and I want them to continue it as a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So having this experience is coming through. So we've worked really hard to set up that bridge going up, as well as going the opposite direction, where certainly people in fitness and in the gym, there's going to be moments where things are sore, they get a little banged up. These people are active. They went out on a bike ride and had a crash, had a fall, etc. And now they can't maintain their fitness because of a shoulder injury or whatever it might be. So then we get them on the other end, and hey, let's get you in, get you back. And we can modify your program extensively in the way that we collaborate, so that that person can maintain their fitness benefits while we're working on a shoulder. There's so much they can do. So to do that, we've worked tremendously through our language. We have a client that I was just talking to the other day. He's like, this place is so amazing because I can be in PT and you tell me to do an arm bar or to do a movement, and you say, okay, you can do X, Y, and Z, and this is okay. And then I go into the strength room and I'm with the group and I'm doing my fitness class, and I tell the coaches, okay, Tone said I could do arm bars and I could do an overhead carry and I could do a sideline extra rotation. They're like, cool, got it. He's like, it's nuts. He goes, usually I'll go to a place and I say something and people call this like this funky, weird name of an exercise, and somebody else has a different funky, weird name for it, and they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. And so this idea of this integrated process has been big for us, and I think that one of the big components is communication, of being able to communicate on a common language, and then two is to be able to have the same vision of being able to really truly help people every step along the way, is what makes it possible, where we can help them at different phases along that platform. And if we all have that same vision together, this is the key thing I'd say if anyone is wanting to do something like this, is you've got to have the same people in the room that are all after the same goal, which at the end of the day is to really improve the client more than improve the bottom line. And I think that's something that I know we share, that allows us to continue to prosper side by side in the process. So.
Yeah, I'd agree. And kudos to you, because you're a whole lot more patient with me, I think, than I've been just patient. I'm not a patient person all the time, and I'm not afraid to say that, because that's good. That's a double-edged sword, right? But you're right. Working with you guys has taught us, because we didn't always have the right team here, right? And I think as a gym owner and as a strength coach, you have to understand that if you're going to undertake a task like this, the PTs are still under a liability with their patient. And so you really have to understand what they want done when they transition over, to make sure that they don't revert back to where they were. I think there's a huge liability there, because whether it's legal or not, it's a reputation. And if somebody gets re-injured, now it's, I don't want to go back over to KIME, or I don't want to go to minis. And and you really brought that to the forefront. That made me think, okay, what kind of coaches do we really have to have here? And so I think the coaching staff that we have built, you have to feel comfortable with. And I'm talking from the PT side.
For sure, yeah.
And if you don't feel comfortable, then that relationship doesn't happen. Then there's not that give and that take back. It's easy for me to say to somebody, oh yeah, you hurt your shoulder, go see Tony. Go see Lauren, go see whoever. But it doesn't always work that way, because people are now scared. They're over there and they're like, ooh, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, I think it's trust, right? Trust both ways, right? Because I'm glad that you say that it's easy, but I could also see that if I wasn't good at what I did and I misguided the person, you probably wouldn't find it so easy to send back this way as well, right?
Yeah.
So there's certainly I think a give and take balance that we have to have. And in developing that trust, this takes time, and it takes we've worked in many ways of like how we develop education and how we share information with each other so that we can build it. So I guess the point is, in the long-term thought process here, is it does take time and it evolves, and it's important that we stay at the same vision, the same view, that what we're both after and when you're working like this is to really get the customer, get the client to have the right experience, and that they continue to thrive. And if they thrive, then everyone wins at the end of the day. And because everyone's thrive might be different. Some people might just want to have to be able to go out for a walk. Some people might want to actually go play football. Some people might want to just be able to play with their grandkids. Some people might want to play professional baseball, whatever it might be. And so it's just a matter of identifying what are their needs and then helping them along that process. And then we've developed a way that anywhere you are along that process, that we can intervene and help you achieve that next level performance.
On either side of the ball.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We see that all the time, where we'll have someone come in for a PT and it's like, oh, you just need a few things, but let's get you going on more fitness stuff is really what you need, because you really got to build some strength around this. And Vince does the opposite, where someone will come and meet with him and say, hey, I want to do some fitness. He's like, well, your knee doesn't bend, so I can't really do as much with you as I'd like. Let's get you there first. We'll talk about it, and then I'll put together a custom plan for you to make it fit.
But again, that comes down to really sitting down with somebody and assessing what's going on, because it's easy for an owner of a business to go, pay me.
Right.
Okay, pay me. I think it takes a lot of intestinal fortitude for that person to do what's best for the person. And you're right. There'll be a lot of times many times that people will come in and sit with me and I tell them, you're not ready for the gym yet. You really need to go to this side of the house. Let's get some PT, let's get some foundation set. Then we'll bring you on over here. And please don't take offense to that. I'm doing what's best for you at this time.
Right.
And I think as a business person, or as a person in this industry, if you're truly in the industry to be a strength coach and to make a difference in somebody's life, you always have to do what's best for them.
Yep. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Simple.
And the right thing doesn't mean it's always with you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's okay.
Exactly. When to work as a team.
Exactly.